Hey everyone, Wydek welcoming you to Game 4 of a Best of 9 series from the 2013 Acer Team Story Cup. And this time on Newkirk Precinct, we've got spawning in the bottom left as the red Protoss, winner of the previous game, finally able to stop that win streak of innovation. Representing Team Axiom, we have Crank. And it looks like his opponent spawning in the bottom left. Well, it's another Terran. This time a little, well, blue again. So he's going to be representing Team Acer. We've got MMA. So as I mentioned, Innovation was taken down by Crank in the previous game, able to stop his win streak at 2. So the series is still in favor of Team Acer. They are up 2-1. And they've opted to go with another Terran, and MMA is a very aggressive player. Look at the positioning of the supply depot. A lot of players like to put the supply depot at that ramp, but then you're going to lose some mining time and traveling time, but MMA is really, he's playing a lot like Bomber, putting his supply depots and barracks very close to his command center to eke out those few extra minerals that you can get, because the SCV is just a little bit closer. And with that refinery, I really think that's going to be telling us that he's either going to be going for Reapers or an early factory. Now, Reapers are not that bad on this map. To get to the main, you do have to jump up from the natural. So not as effective as Star Station, the previous map, but they are still pretty effective. Now, what does Crank have to do? Now, Crank was able to defeat Innovation in the previous game, another Terran, but he did it with a blink all-in, basically. He was very aggressive, kept building Stalkers, and then he was able to get the blink technology, and once he was able to do that, on Star Station, he put the force field on the ramp, cut off the reinforcements from Innovation, destroyed half the army first, and then destroyed the second half later. On this map, it will be a little bit more difficult to do, and it's a little bit risky to do the same strategy 2 games in a row. So if I was Crank, I would probably mix it up quite a bit. I probably wouldn't opt for the same strategy. Now for MMA, I mean, he's just coming in. I still think that Team Acer can play loose, because even if MMA loses, the series will just be tied. So this isn't a do or die game for MMA as much as it is for Crank. And some players play really well when they're relaxed, but it looks like all of that is for naught. When I said for Crank to change the strategy, I wasn't thinking of a Stargate proxy. And that SCV from MMA, I mean, he's been able to scout out the base, so he knows there's a missing pylon. There's something strange going on. And he doesn't know what exactly, or maybe he does. He's got telepathic abilities. Look at that SCV. That SCV is coming awfully close, and yes, that SCV is going to be able to confirm the location of that Stargate, and an Oracle coming out. So all bets are down. MMA is trying to get that magic number of 6 Marines. Remember, you need 6 Marines in any location to deal with just one Oracle, but we do have a mothership core here as well, and that can provide some additional firepower. So MMA might need even more Marines, and he's rushing to get them out. The Oracle is already dispatched to the main base. Going to be able to pick off a couple harvest. Oh my gosh, the Widow Mine able to take down the Oracle immediately. And now this is very, very bad for Crank, losing that Oracle and only picking off 1 miner. It was totally not worth it. And with that medevac now, this Stargate may be under attack. Yes, going to opt to drop those Marines. Going to focus down on that pylon. Now the Phoenix should be able to warp out there before the pylon gets destroyed. So that's one little thing that kind of went Crank's way, but now he's supply blocked. He's going to have to build 2 pylons just to build anything, and he is going to be severely behind. Opting for this strategy is obviously very, very risky, but can be also, it can pay off quite a bit if you can do it, but unfortunately, MMA with his telepathic abilities is going to be able to destroy the Stargate very easily. And now with just a lone Phoenix and a very full medevac of Widow Mines, I don't think Crank is going to like what's incoming. He only has a couple Stalkers. And MMA looks like he's got the kill sign ready to go. He's going to split up his forces. He's got 6 Marines heading to the north. And he's got a medevac full heading to the main. He's going to drop off a few of these Widow Mines. Now remember, the Widow Mines can do substantial damage to the probes. Now one is going to be lifted up by that Phoenix, so no damage caused there. But another one is able to destroy a Stalker, and now that expansion nexus of Cranks is going to be under attack. Even the SAV is getting its fusion cutter into action, adding insult to injury. And MMA's very puny Marines, no stim pack, no shields, and he's not even going to be going to upgrade those. He's just focusing down on that Nexus, and unfortunately that Stalker has to be very careful, does not want to draw the ire of that Widow Mine. And it looks like this Nexus will fall. Crank is really far behind. I think he really has to all in here now. I don't think there's really much he can do. And with the addition of that medevac for support, these Stalkers are going to have a difficult time. And now that Nexus cannon is going to be able to go down, and so the Marines are going to have to pull back because they get 2-shotted very easily, or 3-shotted, excuse me. But there is still a Widow Mine just north of the Nexus. So if any units come close, MMA can still kill a few units for nothing. Now, the Observer is going to be popping out here very soon, so once that does pop out here, these Widow Mines are not going to be able to do too much. But MMA is just putting on more and more pressure. He's not backing off yet. He's still got 6 Marines from that first attack. Now, I don't think this is very smart. A lot of the Marines are being attacked by that Nexus. Got 6 kills already. At the same time, the Stalkers are attacking MMA's main base. All the SVs have been pulled off the line to provide a buffer shield for the Marines. Now, there is one medevac here. Now, remember, these Marines do not have Stim. Stim is about 2/3 finished. Once Stim finishes, Crank is going to have a difficult time here because the DPS is just going to go through the roof for MMA. So Crank has to make something happen here now. Supplies are actually in the Protoss player's favor, but with that high ground and that medevac, the Marines are doing substantial damage, and that bunker is going to finish as well. And with that bunker finishing, these Stalkers are going to have a very difficult time moving up that ramp. Now, what Crank has been able to do is he's been able to even out the bases. So both players are only mining from their main base. And that's a big, big advantage now for Crank, because before he was behind bases 2-1. But by doing that and just occupying this area, even not destroying the orbital command, he's really making this a low economy game. Now, he has to be careful here. He's going to lose another Stalker for nothing. The micro from Crank is not that good. He's trying to focus down on the orbital command, but I'm not sure if it's worth it if you're just going to lose Stalkers. And the SVs are just going to repair that orbital command. I don't think that was a very smart attack by Crank. At the same time, he is going to be getting his second Nexus up and running very soon. It's half complete now. But now with those Stalkers vacating, if MMA notices, he can just plop that orbital command back at that natural and start mining again. So end-to-end action on both east and west wings of the map. Now, we still have a mini drop from MMA with 2 stimmed Marauders, and even though Marauders don't do bonus damage to probes, you only need to 4-shot the probes. And if you're stimmed, then that doesn't take that much time to do that. So it looks like it might be time for the Marauders to get out of here. Yes, the medevac is going to boost away, so losing even more probes. Wow, losing 8 probes. I'm very surprised here. I would have thought that MMA would have killed more miners than Crank, but Crank's actually killed much more, and Crank is just going to tap out. Interesting. Okay, I didn't think... I thought Crank was really behind, but I didn't think he was totally out of it. And for a short while there, I mean, his supplies were even with MMA. So MMA is going to take the game. So now Acer is up 3-1. They got to win 2 more to claim the championship. We'll have to head over to Game 5 to see who Axiom is going to choose to represent them.